Chile we rise.
Before a bunch of Spaniards came barging in, Chile was like a thriving family reunion for diverse native tribes who were all about fishing and farming, especially in those towering mountains. But then, the Incan Empire decided to throw their weight around. And let's just say, things got a little awkward for the locals. Fast forward to 1536, and the Spanish conquest kicked off, like a clumsy dance at a wedding. They were all about searching for super shiny treasures. Yes, we're talking about gold. Key players like Diego de Almagro and Pedro de Valdivia stumbled into the spotlight, trying to figure out how to adapt to this wild new game. Now, in the early 1800s, Napoleon decided to take a little detour and smack Spain around, catalyzing some serious independence vibes everywhere. Suddenly, Chile was throwing open town meetings like they were hosting a family potluck. Everyone wanted a say in how to run the show. But here comes the drama. The showdown between O'Higgins and the Carrera brothers was hotter than a chili pepper. This rivalry led to some serious political turmoil, and spoiler alert, it ended with the Carrera brothers getting the axe. Ouch! Talk about family feuds reaching new heights. After O'Higgins took a bow and stepped down in 1823, Chile dove headfirst into some authoritarian fun times, shaping governance until 1925. During this roller coaster ride, a conservative vibe settled in, influencing everything from laws to the country's idea of a good time, which, spoiler, didn't include karaoke. Then, like a well-timed plot twist, the port of Valparaiso opened up, and boom, Chile's economy started booming like popcorn in a microwave. Suddenly, British traders were lining up for Chilean grains, copper, and silver, making Chile the new kid on the global trading block. Talk about a glow-up. As we rolled into the turn of the century, Chile's economy was living its best life, paving the way for a political landscape as colorful as a box of crayons. New political parties popped up like dandelions, and Marxism started spreading, changing the rules of the game faster than you can say, "Who's got the remote?" But then, like a dramatic soap opera, the Great Depression crashed the party, and Chile's economy took a nosedive, leading traditional politicians back from their vacations. Radical leaders emerged, strutting in like they own the place, and ready to rewrite the script with some extensive constitutional changes. Enter Salvador Allende, who had dreams of turning Chile into a socialist wonderland with some snazzy reforms. But hold on, his administration was like a family Thanksgiving gone wrong. Everyone was grumbling and refusing to pass the peas. This unrest ultimately set the stage for a military coup that was anything but a family-friendly event. After that explosive coup in 1973, Chile was in for a wild ride with civil unrest and some serious constitutional changes to shake things up. By 1989, the country was finally ready to hit the reset button and welcome back democracy, complete with the best potluck ever held at the elections. Now, let's talk about tourism. Chile's diverse landscapes are like a buffet for the eyes, attracting visitors faster than you can say, "Let's take a family photo." With rich history and beautiful views, tourism is cashing in big time, making it a key player in the growing economy. And speaking of thriving, Chile is flexing its agricultural muscles, kicking butt as a top global producer of cherries, cranberries, and salmon. Forget about the gym, we're talking natural resources and good old-fashioned farming bringing home the bacon, or rather the fruit and fish. Now, let's not forget about Chile's flag. It's a colorful masterpiece where blue represents the sky, while red makes a bold statement about the blood of those who sacrificed for the country. Kind of like a family photo where everyone's wearing their best colors for the big occasion. Chile's geography is like one big, beautiful jigsaw puzzle with 5 distinct zones. Each area has its own unique climates and rainfall patterns, showcasing the country's ecological diversity. It's like Mother Nature's version of a family reunion. Everyone's different, but all part of the same great clan. The rich cultural tapestry of Chile is woven with threads from indigenous and European influences, resulting in traditions and practices that are as unique as your Aunt Gertrude's famous potato salad recipe. Everyone is one, and they're all a little different. And checking in on the age demographic, about 22% of Chile's population falls between 30 and 44. So, It's safe to say Chile has a youthful spirit that probably enjoys a good game of charades at family gatherings. Speaking of good times, let's sip on some delightful Chilean cuisine. Imagine savoring dishes like carbonata, a hearty beef and vegetable soup, or humitas, corn-based treats that will have your taste buds throwing a fiesta. Yum! Finally, Chile is home to some famous personalities. Actor Pedro Pascal and revolutionary leader José Miguel Carrera have put Chile on the map, showcasing its cultural and historical significance. It's like having a world-class family reunion with all the best stories and a few celebrity selfies.
Under bright stars we gather close. Feet move fast, emotions boast. And Chile's heart where rhythms roam. We make the world our dancing home. Summer drums, they beat alive. In the firesides, one invite. Let's blend our steps where cultures merge. In the dance we find our surge. Bailamos en Chile we rise. Lost in laughter, moonlit skies. Carnival brass plays our song. In this land where we belong. Nova whisper sweet. In each way our hearts will meet. Hand in hand through ancient streets. Feel the magic at our feet.
Valparaiso. With its charming hills and quirky alleyways, you might think it's just a pretty face. But here's the scoop. The city's geographic layout presented some serious challenges for water flow and management. Imagine trying to fill a bathtub on a roller coaster. This tricky topography influenced where early settlers decided to build their homes, all while shaping the city's development over the centuries like a sculptor chiseling away at rock. Talk about a real-life game of Tetris. As Valparaiso hit its growth spurt in the 19th century, things got a little messy, literally. Heavy rains caused flooding, and come summertime, water turned scarce as a remote control at a family gathering. These seasonal challenges prompted some serious modernization efforts. It was like the city decided it was time for a glow-up, investing in infrastructure to keep things flowing. Well, at least in theory. With a rapidly growing population, the city realized it needed some modern conveniences, because let's face it, no one enjoys tripping over their own feet in the dark. Public lighting and sanitation systems became top priorities. Imagine a family game night where the stakes are clean bathrooms and enough light to find the popcorn. These developments were crucial for accommodating the diverse communities and keeping Valparaiso as functional as a Swiss Army knife. Fast forward to the 1870s, when wells and public fountains popped up like daisies in spring. These beauties provided residents with water access at minimal costs during specific hours. It was like a community water park. Valparaiso, the crown jewel of Chile, sitting pretty as its main container port and also moonlighting as the headquarters for the Chilean Navy. Imagine it as the superhero of ports, always ready to dive into action, and just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Santiago. Its strategic location doesn't just boost its ego, it's a prime player in those thrilling maritime operations. I mean, who wouldn't want a front row seat to the ocean drama? Now, let's talk about the cruise. You had an onboard naturalist, not your average cruise director, mind you, who treated passengers to a crash course in geology. We're talking plate tectonics and glaciers. Yes, the same glaciers that try to carve out your sandwich at lunch. This educational journey didn't just fill our heads with knowledge, it made the trip feel like an episode of National Geographic, minus the dramatic voiceovers. But hold on, just when you thought it was smooth sailing, the weather decided to throw a tantrum. The ship approached the fjords and BAM, rough seas and wild winds. It was like Mother Nature saying, "Surprise." Ocean travel is just a game